play a mix of a bunch of different stuff. If there's anything in particular you'd like to hear, and if I know it, I'm perfectly happy to give it a shot. I play a lot of stuff, mostly American stuff, mostly from before 1960.
You know over 50 songs, is that true?
Over 50 songs. On a good night, as many as 75, yes. But I'm not making any promises about this one. So yeah, let's do something completely different. Actually, let's do a cowboy song while you're relatively quiet. I know it'll get noisier as time goes by. The filthy stuff will be second set. And I do have a really filthy cowboy song. I should mention.
All the young folks grew up on HBO.
I'm not concerned that the young folks are going to be upset by the filthy song. That's not how it works. No, I mean, I used to do these blues class at UCLA, and I would, be playing really, really filthy early blues stuff, and like, oh, what do your students think? It's like, my students think it sounds like what they're listening to all day, every day. This has become a thing I do when I professorize, which I haven't done in the last year and may never do again. But I used to start my classes with, I fucking love trigger warnings. Which is a good beginning. It sort of lays out where you're coming from. And it's true, I do. Because it's like, you're telling people this is something we may need to sit back and discuss, which is, after all, what you're in school for. But I do say fuck a lot when I teach my classes. And I do offer I always tell the students, if there's anyone who it bothers, tell me and I'll stop. No one has yet, but I would. I don't have to say it. In any case, a cowboy song. This is, like I said, I'm from Cambridge, Massachusetts. Actually, let's start with a bit of cowboy poetry. What the hell, since you get quiet right now. People don't necessarily understand what cowboy poetry comes out of. There were, in the sort of golden era of the Old West, virtually none of the cowboys were born there. They were all people who moved out there, because, the whole period of the cowboy world is about 1870 to 1890. There's about 20 years. And it was just, young people who wanted to go out and have some adventure would go out there. So, like college students, you take a year off and go out and become a cow person. So in any case, this poem is called Reincarnation, from a cowboy poet named Wallace McRae. What is reincarnation? A cowpoke asked his friend. His power applied, it happens when your life has reached its end. They wash your face and slick your hair and clean your fingernails and put you in a padded box away from life's travails. The box with you inside goes in a hole dug in the ground, and reincarnation starts in when you're planted neath a mound. The clods melt down just like the earth and you who is inside, and then you're only starting out on your transformation ride. For in a while some grass will grow upon your rendered mound, till someday on your moldered grave a single flower is found. And say a horse should wander by and graze upon this flower that once was you but now's become your vegetative bower. The posy that the horse done it up with his other feed makes bone and fat and muscle essential to the steed. But some is left that he can't use, and so it passes through and finally lays there on the ground, this thing that once was you. And say I should be passing by and see it on the ground, and I ponder and I wonder at this object that I've found, and I think of reincarnation of life and death and such. And I come away concluding, hell, you ain't changed all that much. It strikes me that yesterday's reading of eco-poetry would have fitted in beautifully. I mean, talk about eco-poetry. In any case, the literary bent fits in with this song. It's called The Zebra Dun. This was a very popular cowboy song of the late 19th century. We were camped on the bend at the head of the Cimarron, when along came a stranger and he stopped to argue some. He looked so very foolish we began to look around. We thought he was a greenhorn just escaped from town. Well, he said he'd lost his job upon the Santa Fe, was going across the prairie to strike the 7D. He didn't say how come it's some trouble with the boss, and asked if he could borrow a fat saddle horse. Well, that tickled all the boys to death. They laughed right up their sleeves, said, sure, we'll lend you a fine horse, slick and fat as you please. Then Shorty grabbed a lariat and he rode the Zebra Dun, and we gave it to the stranger and waited for the fun. Now old Dunny was an outlaw, he had grown so very wild. Well, he could paw the moon down, he could jump a mile. Dunny stood right still as if he didn't know, until he was saddled and ready for to go. When that stranger hit the saddle, well, old Dunny quit the earth. He traveled right straight upward for all that he was worth, bucking and a squealing and having wall-eyed fits, his hind feet perpendicular, his front feet in the bits. You could see the tops of the mountains under Dunny's every jump. With that stranger, he was growed there just like a camel's hump. There the stranger sat upon him and he curled his black mustache, just like a summer boarder waiting for his hash. Well, he thumped him in the shoulders and he spurred him when he whirled, and he hollered to the punchers, I'm the wolf of the world. And when he had dismounted once more upon the ground, we knew he was a thoroughbred and not a gent from town. Now the boss, he was standing round a watching of the show, went up to that stranger and he said, you needn't go. If you can use a lariat like you rode the Zebra Dun, you're the man that I've been looking for since the year of one. So there's one thing and a sure thing I've learned since I've been born, and that's that every educated fella ain't a plumb greenhorn.